Okay, here's a piece of seraphinite. Really nice stuff. It's like this electric blue color. The seraphinite I found at this location comes in a variety of colors. I'm going to try and see if I can find another piece right off the bat. There we go. This one's not really cut, but it's like a olive green, dark green, as opposed to the electric blue. Really neat stuff. Found out that I had that by accident. I thought it was the cat's eye jade, but as I started cutting it, it was really soft and fluffy, which kind of freaked me out at first because I instantly was like, oh shit, this is asbestos, but lucky for me it wasn't. I mean, I always wet cut everything just to be on the safe side. Here's another piece here. These were likely cut off the same piece. Let's see. Oh, my children were in here digging around and stuff. This is what it looks like. This is what the seraphinite looks like. It's a form of chlorite. I've heard it was only known to a few spots in Russia, but apparently it's here too, and it's really pretty. I can't. Oh shit! Oh, here's some other pieces here of it. This is one of my favorite pieces. That is red, green, blue, and a little bit of that olive color. That is actually in it. You can see both sides. Wild colors. I've never seen seraphinite that looked like that. I've never heard of it looking like that. Should have, as long as my children didn't get into it, a piece of really white, there it is. I'll give you another idea of what it looks like. Some of it's this really vibrant white color. Now that's not a reflection off the surface. That's the actual fibers reflecting back. I mean, I'll cut the light out. You can still see it. My hand blocking the light I have here. Really wild. See some of the red in there too. Inclusions of something. Let's go on to something else. Okay. Oh, before I forget, in one of the other labradorite videos, I talked about a microcrystalline labradorite. This is what it looks like cut. I'm gonna bring my flashlight in just to. It is wild looking. There's all the colors in this. Not many red. There is red in this. I just can't remember where. You'll see greens and mainly greens and blues popping out, but really wild color. Really wild color. Let me see a green flash in there. Oh, a couple down there. It is relatively translucent. Backside's just as pretty. Yeah, I've seen stuff like this, a synthetic, where they take a bunch of crushed up pieces of labradorite and they epoxy it together. But this is a natural. I didn't epoxy shit together. I found this as is. Let's see, green for showing through. Anyways, moving on. Some more pieces. Well, I'll move on to the presumed jade. This is what it looks like. This side's wet. I'll show. It's very green. It's not really coming up on the camera very well. Super green. It's all micro crystalline. They're all monoclinic crystals, almost like fibers, but they're going in all directions. Sometimes they'll line up and it'll produce a nice chatoyancy. I couldn't find it, but I have a little carved mushroom out of some of this, and about half of it's chatoyant. Let's see if we get a better view. See how green that is. And a wild green too. I have literal tons of it. Let's see, here's another piece. That's not a good example, but another piece of it. You hear that tinging? It's almost like a musical ting. I'll dip it in water here. Look at that. A lot of this, there's magnetite inclusions. Some of the pieces I've cut ended up having their own magnetic field. Like, you'll stick a pin on them and it'll start moving around. Super green, super translucent. Let's see here. Not quite as translucent, but find it in varying grades. Some of them really, really super translucent. Like, I'll show you. This flashlight's almost dead, but it's still lighting that stone up like that. About a 1/4 inch thick. I mean, even through the side, it's coming through. Lots of them like this. This one's a little bit more yellow. Well, it's still fairly green. That iron staining on the outside. I've found a lot of them do this, even with no pieces with magnetite or hematite or pyrite near them. It's likely why when you find jade boulders, they have that ugly brown all over the outside of them, and then when you cut them open, the green gold inside. Yeah, look at that. You see these little inclusions of darker green material.